Dylan Gabriel is going to be QB2 this week because Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1. And Gabriel got plenty of runway this season, had about 2 months.
I woke up today with a newfound entity, with a newfound energy, which means to tell me that, you know what, this thing might play out. Maybe Shedeur should stay in Cleveland, and we just need to get rid of Kevin Stefanski. Now, Jimmy, I could believe Jimmy because I believe Jimmy is the reason why we saying Shedeur right now. But we can't sit up here and definitively guarantee us this.
Kevin Stefanski is shaking right now.
Stefanski's sweating bullets as Haslam just dropped the bomb. Sanders starts next game period, but here's the kicker. Is Stefanski panicking over power, or is it dawning on him Sanders is Cleveland's missing link? Face it, Sanders hits the field, the vibe shifts. Last week proved he might salvage our season. Haslam pulled rank and the whole place is buzzing. Gabriel QB2 isn't news, 2 months starting, still no spark. Sanders gets a shot, boom, everything clicks. It's rich seeing Stefanski act in charge when Jimmy forced Sanders. Thank God he did. Stefanski's call, we'd be stuck in Snoozeville, predictable offense. Sanders arrives, locker room's electric. Offense breathes, fans believe, the gap is huge, even Stefanski sees it. People are amped about this team thanks to Sanders, not Stefanski. Fans are saying it loud. Sanders stays, Stefanski goes. Because let's be real, every quarterback under him gets screwed. Mismanaged, benched wrong, tossed to the wolves like Sanders against Baltimore, excuses galore. Now he acts like Sanders' success is his doing, please. His screw-up list beats the Browns' injury list. And he struts around like he's golden. Sanders is the one resurrecting this team. And don't even start with Stefanski rewriting history, pretending he was Team Sanders all along. Dude, stop, nobody's falling for it. Haslam stepped in because Stefanski was blind or scared. Sanders gives Cleveland the best odds, full stop. Stefanski resisted, he didn't push this, he was dragged. Now Sanders is QB1, Gabriel is QB2, let's say it straight. Our only hope is Haslam's push, Sanders' delivery.
Day-to-day news broke yesterday when Kevin Stefanski was pretty much forced to name Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback moving forward for the foreseeable future, at least for this 49ers game. Now, I'm here to tell you, many Cleveland insiders and people in the media is kind of telling what went on behind the scenes and actually making this thing happen. Now, we know Dylan Gabriel went out a few weeks ago with concussion protocol, and me personally, I feel like Dylan Gabriel never really set the stage showing us that he was better than Shedeur. We all know Shedeur Sanders was supposed to have been a first-round quarterback. Me personally, no disrespect to Cam Ward, Shedeur was obviously better than him, been better than him, and why he didn't go number 1 overall lets me know.
The news that Stefanski was basically pushed into
Stefanski being pressured into starting Shedeur Sanders at QB exposes the true Cleveland drama. Why the coercion, fear of progress, or stubborn refusal to see Shedeur's superiority? Frankly, did Gabriel earn that starting role? Insiders know the truth. Gabriel had moments but lacked true leadership. So why persist when Shedeur offers more? How much more must Shedeur prove to be the guy? Why waste time on someone uninspiring when Shedeur already sparks? People ask why Shedeur Sanders, a projected top pick, wasn't number 1. Off-field issues, perhaps, but his play reveals raw talent and a hunger to dominate. How can you ignore that? Why accept less when a superior option waits? Kent Ward lacked impact, so why the Shedeur hesitation? Isn't it time Cleveland trusted the player who can reshape the game? This is about the future, not just a game. And Shedeur makes that future brighter. So what prevents...
maybe Shedeur should remain in Cleveland, build a legacy of his own there, not be behind anyone else. It'll be his own legacy he started. He's not going to, play behind Big Ben, Roethlisberger. He's not going somewhere where legacy was already made. We know the Cleveland Browns suck. Everybody know the Cleveland Browns suck. But what if Shedeur can make the Cleveland Browns not suck? What if Shedeur Sanders can make the Cleveland Browns the new Kansas City Chiefs of the NFL? Because I truly believe he got the talents, the swagger, the persona to do that. Now, we'll just have to wait and see. But would I be mad if he leave? No, I would not be mad at all. I just got to be, honest with you guys. But
perhaps it's time to abandon short-term solutions and let Shedeur Sanders become Cleveland's permanent fixture. Why should he be relegated elsewhere, overshadowed by established icons? Cleveland's struggles are well documented, but what if Shedeur is the catalyst for change? Imagine him transforming the Browns from a laughingstock into a Kansas City Chiefs-level contender. He possesses the skill, self-assurance, and drive to achieve this. The real issue lies with the team's leadership. Management and coaches consistently make poor decisions, hindering the team's progress instead of empowering this rising star. Instead of fostering his growth, they jeopardize the franchise's future. And Kevin Stefanski, he consistently prioritizes control over the team's best interests. He's cautious, struggles to trust Shedeur, and clings to outdated strategies. How much more must Shedeur demonstrate his leadership potential? How much longer will Stefanski undermine a player who's clearly prepared? The Browns must cease their agonizing indecision. They need to fully support their young quarterback and construct a winning team around him. Otherwise, Cleveland will remain mired in mediocrity, perpetually losing and failing. Shedeur has the opportunity to define his legacy here, but only if the management and Stefanski relinquish control and allow him to excel.
Essentially of starts. What they wanted to do by the end of the season is evaluate themselves thoroughly at the quarterback position and know what they have. And Shedeur Sanders earned another start at least. The plan has always been to play him, right? That has always been what, from owner Jimmy Haslam all the way on down to Kevin Stefanski, who has been invested in Shedeur Sanders. They wanted to know.
The Browns' plan all along was to figure out exactly what they had at quarterback.
Cleveland's grand design hinged on a quarterback evaluation by season's end, and Shedeur Sanders seized that opportunity outright. From Haslam to Stefanski, the goal was to witness Shedeur thrive under pressure. Yet why this prolonged wait? If Shedeur had total buy-in, why Stefanski's reluctance? Why the hesitation to unleash obvious talent sooner? Patience or strategy rings hollow given Shedeur's demonstrated capabilities. So what fueled Stefanski's delay? Was it Gabriel favoritism or self-preservation? Frankly, Stefanski seems to prioritize control over the Browns' welfare. How many missteps before his leadership faces scrutiny? Fear. Stubbornness? Regardless, fans and team endured the consequences. If Shedeur embodies the future, as seems evident, why postpone it? Why squander time when team triumph hinges on trusting the best? Stefanski's hesitation robbed Cleveland of crucial wins and momentum. Now, will he own his errors, yield ground, or persist in hindering the team? Time is running out, and the Browns deserve more.
People don't know if he's going to be a franchise quarterback yet. It's only been one game. But here's what he did prove. He was no fifth-round draft pick. Aaron, what hurt Shedeur Sanders in the draft, don't misconstrue what happened. The draft was, his slide in the draft was about off the field, not on the field.
1000%.
Mel Kiper grades people based on what they do on the field. That's why he thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. By the way, Cam Ward doesn't look like all that. People are like, oh my God, he didn't throw a pick Sunday. He played really well. His team's won and whatever. So don't start with me. Folks, the draft is not an exact science. So get off your high horse. Shedeur wasn't a fifth-round draft pick. He deserved to be taken in the first round. He's about to prove people wrong.
Facts.
One game is all it took for Shedeur to obliterate his fifth-round label, exposing the draft's biggest blunder. His slide wasn't about talent, not his arm or his vision, but whispers and doubts that haunted him off the gridiron. Talent wasn't the issue. The draft, a fickle beast, often misjudges, elevating some while burying others for reasons beyond pure skill. But Shedeur, watching him, you see a quarterback destined for greatness, a first-round talent unjustly overlooked. Why did Cleveland hesitate? Why did Stefanski ignore the obvious brilliance staring him in the face? Now, armed with opportunity, Shedeur's poised to silence the critics, but only if given the reins. Finally, Shedeur's moment arrives, signaling Cleveland's future rests on his shoulders, regardless of Stefanski's reservations. If you're riding the Shedeur hype train, hit like and subscribe for continuous coverage. Can Stefanski evolve, or is Cleveland